people, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to this video. We are going to try out a new eyeshadow palette. This is the OPV Beauty Blossom palette. I'm super excited to be trying this one out. It was sent to me as PR. OPV Beauty is a black owned indie brand based in the UK, and this palette is a brand new palette to the market. So we are going to try this one out. I'm going to show you. So look at this darkness. You know how I feel about dramatic colorful eyeshadows? Yeah, this is very up my alley. We're gonna do some swatches, we're gonna do a makeup look, I'm gonna let you know if I think that this is a good quality palette or not, and we're just gonna have some fun with makeup. And if you have not been here before, hi, my name is Angie. I'm such a lover of beauty and makeup, love everything beauty and makeup related. I love playing with it, love experimenting, I love discovering new and old favorites, and I especially love things that are very much colorful like this one. Dark, colorful matte eyeshadows. That's like my happy place, so I'm so excited to be digging into this one. So if you want to see more videos like this, don't forget to subscribe because I upload 5 videos a week. Like I said, this palette was sent to me as PR, but this video is not sponsored. This palette is available now at the OPV Beauty website. You can buy it for 29 British pounds, I think. Usually OPV Beauty does end up at Beauty Bay. Beauty Bay is a stockist of OPV Beauty, so if you didn't want to shop from their site, you can always wait for it to pop up at Beauty Bay. But if you buy it from OPV Beauty, you can get 10% off. I think my code is Angelica. I do have an affiliated code with them. I will leave that. I will pop it up here, and I will also leave it down in the description box together with the info of everything else that I have on my face. I actually did film this face look. I did a full face of a brand, and if you want to see what brand, you need to check the description box. That video is coming next week. But let's dig into this. Actually, let me show you some swatches. Usually when I do like first impression videos, because this is a first impression video, not the first impression of me trying OPV Beauty, but first impression of this palette. I usually do not swatch the palette before I use it, but I have to say, I didn't know what I was gonna do. I looked at this color scheme and I'm like, there's a million different opportunities, but I need to know what formulas these are, and so I needed to swatch them before. And I can tell you right now that there's a bunch of different formulas. There are mattes in here. There's one matte with some micro shimmer in it. There's a couple of duochromes. There's a couple of metallics. There's also two topper shades, Yarrow and Snowdrop. Those are like topper, like iridescent, glittery, but not pressed glitter, like topper shades. And then there is like a satin or two. Like this one is more of a satin, like this red here. I like, and you know that, if there's something I love with palettes other than them going from very light to very dark, see, this is things that I love with palettes. Palettes that go from very light to very dark. Palettes that have more than one pop of color, and palettes that have more than two different like textures. Gone are the days when palettes only have like a shimmer and a matte formula. This one has like 4 or 5 different formulas, and I am actually all about that. Normally I do 2 looks, like the first and the second impression when I do with a palette, but I actually need to take 2 days off this week because I'm getting my second vaccination tomorrow. So I'm a little bit stressed this week because I think I'm gonna... I didn't have any side effects on my first shot, so I'm kind of thinking that it's my turn now to get a fever and to like be a bit under the weather for a couple of days. So I'm like preparing myself for that, so I don't want to work myself to the ground before I'm able to get that second shot. So we're gonna do 1 look, but I always try out things more. I either do things on Instagram, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. In the description box you will also find links to my other socials, my vlog channel, and my merch shop. So I either do things on Instagram, or I'll do looks outside of YouTube. That's usually what I do with all palettes, or I come back and I use it again and like get ready with me or something. So it all depends on what I have time for and what I feel like, but I never review something after just trying it once. I always come back about a month later and I do a review roundup of all of the things that I've been trying in the past month, and I rank them from absolute best to absolute worst, just letting you know how I feel about them after trying them a bit more. Now let's zoom in and let's do a look. I think I'm gonna do green on one eye and... Hi sweetie! I think I'm gonna do green on one eye and blue on the other, and then purple on the lid. Or do I want to do... I don't even know. So many options! I have decided that I am going to do this bright green on one eye, and then I'm going to do this bright purple on the other. I think that's the matte I'm going to have. And then I think I'm going to do this green on the lid, and I'm going to do this purple on the lid. That's my dog you hear in the background. So am I going to try something dark first? Because I probably will want to deepen this green up. Oh my god, I don't know what I'm doing. Sweetie. I think I'm gonna... I might regret this. I think I'm gonna start with this one. This like dark turquoise. It's called Buttercup, which is weird because that is not the name. I mean, I will say, I'm not the person that would get hung up, that would get like hung up on like the shadows having wrong names, but I do know that some people are. I'm the person that I'm like, just name it whatever, or don't name it at all, that's perfectly fine too. But it does feel like they just took some names of flowers or adjacent things and they're like, good enough, and they just popped it on the because there's a lot of things that are in nature yellow in this palette, but there are no yellows in the palette. And I don't mind that there's no yellows in the palette. Not every palette needs to be a rainbow palette. I'm the first one to say that. And this is definitely not a rainbow palette, so I don't mind that at all. I feel like that is enough depth, and I think I'm just gonna take the Aster, which is the green, with the same brush, and just blend this. Because I just wanted to make sure that I had that depth. You know me, I need the depth. And now I'm just blending this out and even blending over a bit with that bright green. Maybe I'll use one of these like brush cleaners as well. Because now I just want to make sure that this will be the bright green, but I just wanted it to have that depth center. So I'm just gonna be using the same brush and going in and blending the edges with this bright green. That's fun. This looks so great, like so saturated, so dark, so wonderful. I did use a little bit of just setting powder to just diffuse the edge a little bit. I want to use this tulip one. It is a purple, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a little bit of the, exactly like I did before, just a little bit of this blue. This is called, which is called Poppy, which is also weird. Am I in focus? Am I in focus? Now I'm in focus. Okay. I think I'm gonna start with a little bit of Poppy just in the outer corner, just to have that little bit of depth, and I'm gonna do the exact same thing as I did on the other side, which is that I'm gonna blend it out with that purple that's called Tulip, and I'm also gonna blend on top of this blue to make it pull a little bit more purple. It's just that I needed, okay, this is gonna be my best tip. If you wanna rock different eyeshadow looks on your eyes, this is my best tip of how to make it work and not look too weird or unapproachable. Make sure they have the same depth. And make sure that the shape of them, like the way you do your shadows, are symmetrical. Like if you're winging it out on this side, wing it out on that. You don't have to, I'm just saying how to make it look more like it's cohesive. Make the shapes the same on both eyes and make the depth the same on both eyes. Try to make sure that even though you have blue on one side and green on the other, try to make sure that they are the same depth. And if you are doing a bright inner corner on one eye, try to do a bright inner corner on the other eye as well. And you can see I'm just putting this purple on top. I think this is going to be a similar depth. But that really helps if they are the same shape and the same depth. That's gonna make it look the most cohesive. I think that this is gonna be cool. Okay, I'm just using more of this purple now. And now I'm just gonna blend out this purple and make sure that we have the same shape, like I said, on both sides. Like this needs to be more blown out so it matches this one. It also needs to go in a bit more. Now I'm just gonna go in with one that doesn't have any additional product. I tried to clean off a bit, and I'm just gonna blend and buff the edges so that we get them to be as diffused as they are on this side. Okay, this is where we are. I'm not 100% sure like if they are the same. I feel like this one should go up a little bit. Doggo is a little bit bored. He thinks we should be playing. Is this like, I feel like this is slightly more equal. It can be a little bit like confusing for the eye to try and get them to be equal. when they're different colors. What I want to do, I like the green more than I like the purple. The purple was a little harder to work with, but still like it's pigmented and it's okay. It's just not as easy to work with as I felt like the greens were. Felt like those were a little bit more effortless. But still, I love how deep they are. I love how many deep options there are. I feel like that is so much fun. So I want to do this one on the green lid, and I want to do this one, Garov. Am I saying that correctly? That doesn't feel correct. Maybe it is. But we're gonna use that on the purple side. I did swatch these, so I know approximately what kind of a shadow I'm working with. I am gonna spray it because I like having shadows. I was almost putting it on the wrong one. There are more saturated, and I feel like it's easier to get them on when they are sprayed. Like, I get them where I want it to be. I just use a random setting spray, whatever setting spray you can find, just anything. You can spray with water, to be honest. It's just something to make them foil and make them easier to work with. OPV Beauty also has really cool like loose neon pigments, and I have used those a couple of times on my channel. Those would also have been so cool with this. They actually have quite a few different cool makeup items that I love, especially their loose pigments and their like glitter liners. Those I use quite a lot. I'm putting a little bit more of the purple matte here just to blend over. I feel like that is okay. Okay, let me do the same. We clean this brush off and do the exact same, but with the green that's called Daisy. And this is the true test. This is when we see if the looks even remotely match each other with like depth and stuff. I feel like that is pretty okay. I mean, the purple one is a little brighter. Like the sheen on the metallic is a little brighter, but overall, I think we did pretty good. I think we did pretty good. Let me see if I can get some of the green matte and do the exact same thing and just marry them together here. But that's pretty similar. I think I'm gonna do the exact same thing on the lower lash line, and I'm gonna do some mascara, and then we'll do the inner corner. Ooh, what are we gonna do? Maybe I'll do something totally different, just because I don't think that I need to think about it. I need to think about it. Let me try and finish this up a little bit and I'll be back. Okay, I did some mascara and I did some white in my waterline. I really like how this comes together when you get like mascara and like a matching waterline. I think it looks so cool. I decided to use one of the loose pigments. This is the OPV loose pigment in Passion. And it's like an iridescent, like see-through one. And it seems like it could have both. I don't know. There is some green in here and there might be, I don't know. This might be purple and green. I'm not 100% sure. Not 100% sure. I just saw it because I was looking through my pigments because I was like, what am I going to use for like an inner corner? Because like there's not a lot of, for me and my skin tone, like inner corner shadows and transition shadows in this palette. And like I said in the beginning, this is a Black woman owned indie brand, so therefore the palette might be leaning, ooh, that's really intense, leaning a little bit more dark than it would have been if it had been created for my skin tone, which it is not, and it's perfectly fine because listen, most other makeup items are created for my skin tone. This is the kind of like palette that I love combining with like pastel palettes. That is really pretty. It's like a teal, lime, very impressive and cool. I'm gonna put that in the other inner corner as well, and I'm gonna do some lashes. This is a Siren Flare by House of Lashes. They're like a see-through band and they're a little flare, but you can see these are not, like these are more wispy. I thought that that could be a little bit fun just to get the colors to really peek through. Okay, so this is the finished look. I have everything on. Again, everything will be linked down below. I really like this end result. I like the green side more than I like the purple side. I think the purple side would have benefited from a transition shade more than the green one would, because I mean, I only used 2 pretty dark shades and then a shimmer, because like I said in the end part of this video, since this is a Black woman-owned brand, there are not a lot of like light shades in this one. The light shades are basically more of the shimmer shades, and then there's just a lot of like mid-tone and deep shades, which is something that I love, and I personally have no problem mixing and matching pastels. If you are my skin tone or lighter, this is the perfect palette to match with the pastel palette, and that's how I love to use pastel palettes. This one at the BH Cosmetics Lost in Los Angeles will be a match made in heaven. So for now, I really like it. I like the green one more than I like the purple one, although I do think that the little part of like not so blend that I have here would have been easily avoided if I just used the transition shade, which I did not because I was just using this palette. But I like it, and I like the swatches, and I like the unexpected depth and richness of this palette. And as I said in my new makeup releases when I was showing this, I feel like this is a very good color scheme that is like the transition between late summer and coming into fall. So I'm excited to have this. I'm gonna play more with it. Either I'll do it here or on Instagram or outside. However I choose to play more with this, I will report back to you how I feel about it after I've used it a little bit more. But yeah, now it's your turn to let me know down in the comments how you feel about this. And I am gonna go, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go get ice cream. Listen, I deserve ice cream badly. Oh, and if you're wondering why this lip color doesn't match this eye look at all and I'm looking like a female version of the Joker, it's because I'm doing a wear test on the other things that I had on my face. So this is gonna have to do. It's a beautiful color though, right? I really like it. Anyways, I hope you're having an amazing day, and I will see you again tomorrow for a new video. I was gonna say which it's gonna be, but I honestly don't know. It will be a surprise. Bye!